I think it's... Look at the size of these things. These are the Mamma Jamma. A Mamma Jamma. All right, let's see if we can get the monitor to agree with the liveness of the condition. So far, not so good. Oh wait, is that it? We're here? Let's reboot. Press play, get a commercial. Brought to you by Olive Garden. This morning's breakfast is brought to you by Olive Garden. Yeah, I got no comment on that. Every time I go to Olive Garden, I think, man, why am I eating at Olive Garden? I swear to God, I do. I get all excited to go there, and then I'm like, why am I eating at Olive Garden? The salad's good. Bread sticks are mediocre. I don't know if I can get that anymore. Ooh, we got a comment on the old air compressor. Yeah, that's the thing. Sorry, I'm over here trying to get the thing loaded in a little bit quicker. Come on, just participate. Is that are we well, it's as live as we're gonna get. We'll throw it up on the kitchen TV. Success. All right, so there we are. Got the wood fire stove going. Trying to get it up to temperature. It's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. Let's go take a peek at it, see where we're sitting. Oops, caught on the table chair. So stove is raging. We're gonna go out of orientation. You just have to tilt your head. That looks like it's sitting at just shy of 300, which is getting close. I think we're supposed to be at 400 for proper cinnamon roll baking, but proper is a relative term. So what we got here, these are the Bakehouse Creations. This is going to be interesting because this is if I'm not mistaken, if my brain is engaged correctly, it's an Aldi brand. If you live in the Midwest, Aldi's, because we just add Nest to that. I don't even know why that is, but we do. Maybe it's because of Adidas, Aldi's. I have no idea. So it says 400, separate them. Besides touching, I don't agree with that. Bake for 13 to 17. Cut the tip of the pack with scissors and drizzle. Do not heat the icing in the microwave. Oh, sorry. All sorts of rules. Oh, hey, Jeremy. You're back from the mall. I'm going to get a piece of parchment paper real quick. That's how we're going to do this. We're just going to cook these directly on parchment, directly in the wood fire stove. Did you get anything cool at the mall? Did you go to Cinnabon? I'm not gonna lie, I thought of Cinnabon, and I got my own making my home Cinnabons going here. Did you get it, Orange Julius? Did you go to Hot Topic? What else did you go to? I'm trying to think of the things I did when I used to go to the mall. Go check out Hot Topic. Spencer Gifts. Did you go to Spencer Gifts? Did you go to the Sears? Just walked around the mall. Were there a bunch of old people walking fast at the mall? That's a popular thing. Like a bunch of old people don't go to the gym, they go to the mall, and they do their power walking at the mall. I've noticed that in life. The old gray hairs power walking, usually ladies talking very loud, swinging their arms excessively, and walking at a rapid pace. Let's make some coffee. I'm dying here. I need some coffee. Here we go. Gotta make some room for the... Hey, look, I took my recycling out. It's filling back up, though. Oh, that's a story. Well, we'll start with stories, kids. I got a story for you. God almighty, I got a story for you. So my hometown has, in their infinite wisdom, decided that we should only pick up recycling every other week because, you know, I mean, I don't really even have a comment on recycling other than like, I'm willing to do it. There's a whole what happens to the recycling once it gets put in the bin and gets hauled away, and what actually gets recycled and what's just garbage and blah blah blah. But like I'm only one person. I'm willing to do my part. I'm willing to put my recycling out. But like honestly, I make more recycling than I do garbage. Like they switched companies, or the company that does my garbage and my recycling got bought out. And like it used to be, I had a small roll off for recycling and a giant garbage can. Well, I could fill that small recycling bin 5 times before I fill my garbage can. So the new company, to their credit, I guess if I'm going to give the new company credit, which they don't deserve, they gave me a large recycling bin, which is fine. But it only comes twice a week. That's fine. Now, I had an incident, and it was towards the end of the road construction project where I took my recycling out, and they just didn't pick it up. I think there might have been interference from one of my illustrious neighbors who, like, moved my can, and then the guy didn't pick it up. Anyways, I called them. They're like, oh, we'll put you on the list. And then, like, a couple days go by because they say wait 24 to 48 hours. And then, we'll call them back, oh, we'll put you on the list. And I'm like, but I'm already on the list. What list are you putting me on now? Why didn't you put me on that list when I first called it? Is there a better list to be on? Which list should I be on? And there's a little silence. And then, like, a week goes by and still nothing. And then, I call back, oh, we'll put you on the list. I was like, I've been put on the list 2 other times. Like, you just come get it. And the answer was, they just waited 2 weeks. They set my can sat there for 2 weeks. The 2 week, every other week, period went by, and they came and they picked up my recycling. That's what. So the other day, I gotta get some water. The other day was my recycling day. I took my recycling out. I left in the morning. Let me get the water. Hold on a second. Get water. Hold please. I was leaving. I see the recycling truck on the road that I live on. I'm like, oh, recycling's today, yay! Because like you always wonder. I come home that night, and I see like one recycling can that hadn't been picked up, like four houses down from me on the same side of the street as me, and then I see mine and it's still full. I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't they pick mine up? Make the phone call. Oh, put you on the list. Try to explain to him like, I've been through this before. Like, I don't want to be on the list. I want you to come get my recycling. Don't put me on the list. Just come get it. Like. And I told the story about how you did it. And I was like, I'll be honest with you, since this is the thing that I pay for, right? Like, could you just do the job? Like, the can is bright yellow. The truck, I saw the truck on my street. Why can't the dude just pick it up? And the lady says to me, oh, sir, you don't pay for recycling. It's complimentary. And I go, what? Yeah. I don't pay for recycling. The garbage company, this is according to the garbage company, out of the goodness of their heart, does it for free. It's complimentary. And I'm like, what in the hell are you talking about? I get a bill every month. I think they call it waste management fee or something, like garbage fee, whatever. And that fee, the way it works is everyone in the city gets a fee, and then you pay your fee, and then all that money goes into a pile, and that pays the contract, I assume, maybe I'm an idiot, that's written with the garbage and recycling company, I mean, just for a conversation, if the bill is $10 million, all the citizens of my town fork over $10 million, either in monthly fees or property taxes or something. Something pays it. It didn't come out of the air, and they give the company $10 million, and then that company, if it's $10 million, I don't know if it is, they pick up the garbage and the recycling. So it's not free. I mean, that's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And I call bullshit. I say bullshit. I was like, I'll tell you what, this is how I'm gonna solve this. I'm just gonna call the city manager and be like, what the fuck? These people are telling me they're doing it for free, and then if they don't want to pick it up, they don't have to. That is fucking wrong. Like, absolutely wrong. So I wasn't actually gonna call the city manager, but I was gonna find out what the fuck was going on. So I called into the local, city hall, got a hold of the person their phone, and I was like, who would I talk to about my garbage and recycling? And they sent me to like environmental services, I think is who it was. All right, there's no press spoon on seam. I don't want to miss this. We're just gonna whack it on the edge of the. I think the cinnamon. It always makes me nervous. I get nervous. It could be an explosion. When does it pop? Oh, there it was. It's just exciting. Anyways, so I get a hold of the lady from the environmental service, and I was like, "Did you know?" Like blah blah blah. I told her what happened. Like they're telling me it's free and it's complimentary. And the lady goes, "Well, yeah, it is. It is free." And I was like, "Wait a second. Like, is everybody on stupid pills? Like, what's happening right now?" Well, this is what it is. They're not charging. How does this work? Oh, it's a bag. That's interesting. So we got a metal thing, we got a cardboard tube, and then a bag of frosting. Okay, well that's one way to do it. It seems like a lot of extra packing material, but nobody asked me. Where is it? Oh, so the fee you get is only charging for the rental. And like my brain was so broken this morning, I should have followed up on this. It's the rental of the can is the monthly fee that comes with like your what does it come with, the water bill? And what I should have said is like, well then what pays for the garbage removal if I'm just renting the can? Which, you know, I don't believe that for a second that you're just renting a can. Like you have to pay for the garbage to go away. And that's what it. And I said, are we getting a federal subsidy? Is the government paying for our trash removal? No. It's like, so I just walked through this. I said, so the city that I live in has a contract that has a number that's irrelevant to the conversation, but it has a number of dollars associated with it. And in that contract is garbage removal and apparently recycling every other week. And then there's a total price, and you guys pay it. I don't know when you pay it, monthly, biannually, whatever, but you pay it. And she kind of had to agree, yeah. And I said, that's in the contract. The recycling is in the contract. Well, I said, well, I know it is because the last people who owned this company, they managed to renegotiate the contract after the contract was signed in regards to glass recycling. Well, and I was like, that's true, right? Yeah. So, and I said, so the recycling's in the contract. Yeah. And I said, so the recycling's not free. Yeah. So we all finally agreed that recycling's not free. We all agree that recycling is getting paid for, and to say it's free is not particularly honest and genuine. That would be considered an egregious lie. Yeah, whatever. So I was like, fine, what can we do to get my recycling picked up, you know? And she's like, where do you live? And I told her, and she started looking at the map, and all of a sudden she goes, oh. And I go, oh, why are we going, oh? Well, I think I know what happened. And I was like, Jesus, this lady is on point. She already knows why they didn't pick my stuff up. Well, it turns out, in my town, because they obviously can't pick up all the recycling at once, because that would be too complicated, they kind of divide the town into, I guess, half the town is on one week, and the other half of the town's on the other week, and that's how they do it. And the zone for dividing which week it is down the middle of the road, out in front of my house. So my street divides A week and B week. My side of the road is A week. The other side of the road is B week. And I'm like, what the hell? I said, that doesn't even make sense. Why would you put the dividing line down the middle of a road? The recycling truck's on the road. Why don't you just have him pick the recycling on the road up? Why don't you put the dividing line on the back of the properties where the two properties touch on a property line? That way, all the houses on the street would be, you know, the same week, and then, you know, the back of the yards on the other side would be another week. It just so happens in my particular neighborhood, the road they picked, there's a creek on the back of the property lines. So they could have literally used the creek. If you're on this side of the creek, boop, there you go. That side of the creek, boop, whatever. Doesn't matter. Because I've been trying to figure out if everyone in my neighborhood has a form of dementia or schizophrenia, because no one can figure out when to put the garbage cans out because they're out all the time. And I literally didn't know it divides down the middle of the road. So like I look out and I see garbage or recycling cans out. I'm like, but it's not this week. And then like I know how it works. You look out your window. Do your neighbors have theirs out? And you do a consensus. If enough people are doing it, you do it. Like so, for example, if there's a holiday and the trash gets delayed, but you don't really know when, what you do is you look out your window and you say, is everybody else putting it out? And if enough people put it out, you put it out. And then all of a sudden, everybody puts it out, even if it's the wrong day. That's how it works. I'm sorry. That's literally how this all works. And then I figure out that half my street is, the other way. That's just like, well, that's starting to make sense now. Because I keep seeing all these people, I keep seeing like recycling cans going out on weird weeks. I keep seeing recycling just sitting out, not getting picked up. I'm just like, what is happening? And I said to ladies, like, you got to understand, like, in the priority of a human being's life, the every other week recycling is like so low. It's like, dude, I just want to like just come pick my shit up. And they said, well, we told them on the streets where it divides, it doesn't matter what week, just pick it up. That's what we told them. And I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. I didn't know that. I might try to employ that technique. But anyways, you know, I really try to do my stuff on the right particular day of the week because, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, God. It's just like, how is that even possible that we could get to the world where they divide the middle of the road, and then it turns out, I guess the school district is down the middle of my road. I didn't realize that. So like, if you lived on my side of the road, you go to one high school, but if you live across the street, you go to another high school. How in the fuck are you supposed to carpool? It's just like, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Now, I don't know if they give leeway for the people on the road. They get to pick which high school they go to because, you know, it's 8.5 feet to one high school, 8.5 feet. And I swear to God, now that I think about it, I think I looked at, like, the grade schools. I'm pretty sure it goes through my yard. Like, I looked at the map one time. I was like, that line is going through my fucking yard. Now that I think about it, it's like, God almighty. It's like, if I ever had a kid that camped in the yard, would it have to go to one school? And if it camped in the house, would it go to another? So like, I don't even understand shit. Doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. Did I get new tools for the garage? Ooh, I did get some new stuff. I did. I got some new stuff, bud. I got some new stuff. Let's check this. Let's check this temperature here. Come with me. Let's check the temperature. I'm gonna invert the camera just a little bit. We're at like 350. I'm calling that's gonna be warming up. I'm gonna put this light right here to illuminate the old. Or I'm about to make a mistake. We're gonna go a little higher. We're gonna go on the chair so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, this is where it gets fun. This is where I drop the cinnamon rolls, walking them across, trying to film this. Here we go. I'm gonna open the door first because I've learned that mistake in the past, trying to open the door with the camera and the cinnamon rolls. Oh, here we go. Got cinnamon roll cam. See, I leave a space around mine so they can actually get baked. Ooh, it's going to be a hard one to get in there. Spread the legs, get the light in. There we go. Sorry about the insane camera work, but there's a tripod attached and shit gets challenging. Okay, there we go. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Trust me. Okay, we got that timer. This thing said at 400 you cook them for 13 to 17. So let's just do the 13 minutes to start off with, just in case. See the instructions. I was hanging out with my my comp group last night, video gaming, and I can't remember, somehow it came up. I was talking about how I had a person who shall remain anonymous send me a message one day, like kind of thanking me for doing these live streams, and like what they said was like they appreciate it, felt like they were hanging out with a friend, and they kind of needed a friend at the moment, which, you know, that's cool. And it's like there's that movie, like, what is it, with Happy Gilmore or whatever. Was it Happy Gilmore? Where like he apologizes to the dude, and he's like an axe murderer and crosses his name off, or whatever. And so I'm just like, hey man, you're just like, I might be saving somebody's like rage and anger, you know, saving children here. And then they were like, what are you talking about? Your live streams, like, because like, you know, you got to realize like nobody pays attention to shit, and everyone's fucking self-absorbed, so they don't listen to anything anybody else says. So I was like, yeah, dude, I live stream Sunday breakfast every Sunday. And like one guy rolled his eyes like, oh my God, like it was the worst thing. And I was like, dude, you don't have to like. I didn't just demand that you come watch me eat breakfast on Sunday. I just said that's what I do. Like, you can calm down. And then someone else was like, what, you got a cooking show? And I'm like, no, it's definitely not a cooking show. And I was like, you know, I streamed yesterday in the garage working on an air compressor. And he's like, what'd you cook? And I was like, it must be slow. Like, I don't have a cooking show. I do shit, dude. Like, it's just a thing that I do. Once again, you're not required to watch. I don't require anybody to watch. You're more than welcome to, but you don't have to. I'm sure there's a sports ball game on or something that's even more entertaining than this. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is more fun when people interact, but you know, I'm not going to get upset over it. In 1,000 years, they may watch this video and be like, man, back in the day, they had real strawberries and bacon. Because everybody's eating bugs, right? the vintage coffee maker. It has a clock that's an hour wrong. Let's fix that. There, fixed. Problem solved. Let's have it happen here. So Jeremy, you're asking about the new tools for the garden. I got a new cart yesterday. Oh, the thing is awesome. And what's crazy is it just keeps getting more awesome. It's awesome. It was awesome when I got it, and it's getting more awesome. Because like, there was a tag on the cart, and there was a website attached with the cart or the tag, and I looked the website up, and like nothing happened. The website was like no longer functioning. And like I was doing this on my phone out in the driveway when I got the car, just to try to get an idea of like what the hell the thing was, and like it was the middle of the afternoon or whatever. I didn't have a lot of time to do a bunch of research before I made the video. I was just like shot the video real quick. That's called a U-boat style cart, 6-wheeled, only 16 inches wide, but like 6 inches long. Great for like moving boxes or heavy things that aren't super wide, I guess. The handles come off, it makes a flatbed cart. Anyways, last night I had a little more time, so I did a little online looking and actually found like the website and got the specs off the thing. It's actually a 2,500 pound rated, which is like the Super Duty versions of them. Worth way more than I thought it was. Like the El Cheapo ones are a couple $100. I mean, you might be able to find one for like 180. These big ones are like $200, $260, a little more depending on where you get them. And if you're, it depends on how you buy it. Like a lot of places, like you get a cheaper price, but then you pay shipping type of deal. Or like Amazon, if you're a Prime member, you can get it for a little better price. But paying $60 for an over a $200 tool, that just makes you feel good, and it's in really good shape. I mean, it's definitely a used item. Don't get me wrong, but like a tool like that, a cart. I mean, unless the wheels are broken or the metal is so bent, it's kind of irrelevant. It's just like, who gives a shit? Type of deal. Let's get this bacon cooking. I wasn't gonna do bacon, but we were talking about bacon yesterday, so I was like, "Oh, bacon sounds good." And someone's telling a story about they were doing Walmart groceries, I guess. I never ordered groceries from Walmart before, but apparently when you order your groceries, they do a deal where like, I want jumbo strawberries, and then it'll be like, but if jumbo strawberries aren't available, we could substitute. You could have this, or this. Choose what your substitution would be, or you could say, click, if you don't have jumbo strawberries, I don't want shit. That's an option. So for whatever reason, the person that was ordering the stuff was very specific with what he wanted, especially on a couple items, and had clicked, I don't want shit if you don't have this. So he ordered his food, picked his food up, and they substitute an item that was listed under, I don't want shit if you don't have this. He said he had to go to war with Walmart. Check out those cinnamon rolls, they are rising. They're looking good. Should we take a peek? You guys want to take a peek? I'm trying to figure out how I can carry the camera there and not whack the wall like 17 times. We're gonna try tilt your head. We're going in sideways, kids. How we looking? They look pretty good. Didn't spread them out enough. They're actually touching, which is unfortunate. It was like $16 worth of frozen fucking jalapeno sausages or something, and those are fucking garbage. I don't want that shit. I was like, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want that either. Like, I wouldn't want that at all. Like, what they do is like they gave me my money back. I was like, did you have to take the sausages back? He's like, no, they let me keep them. I was like, God damn, those are probably gonna be the best tasting sausages you ever had in your life. He's like, I'll probably eat them. I was like, I bet I would too. I'd eat $16 sausages that were the wrong ones. In fact, I think I'd spend the rest of my life ordering shit from Walmart saying no substitute to see if they fuck it up so I can get free groceries. That might be a plan. That might be a plan, kids. All right, let's splash a little water. Oop, that's full. Let's fill in our reverse osmosis bucket over here. Full. Full. I guess today's St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? Is that right? Pretty sure it is. Yeah. Well, if your birthday is on St. Patrick's Day and you ever watch this, happy birthday. Happens to the best of us every year. And what you can do about it. Oh, wait, I was going to get some water to splash. That was the whole goal of going over here. That's not particularly sizzle friendly. Whatever. Okay. I gotta get my braid engaged. Those cinnamon rolls are gonna be coming off. They're gonna be hot. I gotta put them on a thing. What am I putting them on that isn't gonna light on fire? Bamboo cutting board? That should work. What do you think? Bamboo cutting board for cinnamon rolls? Will that work? What's the worst that could happen? Get raw bacon grease over it? Yeah, we're gonna aim for that. Let's see, tools for the garage. What else? Well, I found out from Rigid that they're sending me a new Sawzall, but I don't know which one, and I don't know when, even though they said, good news, we're replacing your Sawzall. Stay tuned for tracking shortly. And I'm like, ooh, shortly, I can't wait. So then I wait 7 days and nothing happens. So I call them after 7 days of waiting shortly, and they're like, oh, yeah, that'll be there in 10 to 14 days. And I was like, starting on which day? From the email it said wait shortly. Starting from today, I was like, did it not? Nothing's been happening for 7 days. Oh, the computer's automated. So yeah, we just, I'm like, what in the hell? Like, I don't know how to. They tell me 14 days. Send your shit in and get it back in 14 days. That's what they tell me. Send it in and get it back in 14 days. And it was like, send it in, and when we get it, you'll get it back in 14 days. And then it was like, send it in, and then when we get it, and then we'll notify you, get it back in 14 days. And then it was, send it in, and we'll get it, and we'll notify you, and then you'll wait a week, and then we'll wait for you to call us, and then when you call us, we'll get it to you in 14 days. Like, I'm not even making that shit up. That's the exact order of how this, it's like, God almighty. And I got the email, good news, it's been shipped. Here's the tracking number. Click on it, the link's worthless. Doesn't do anything. It is a non-functioning link. So I have no tracking. I don't know the item that they're sending. I literally don't know. And they make two, and one I will not accept because it doesn't have the feature that my old one had, the orbital. I must have orbital. I already own a cordless Sawzall without orbital. I don't need two. I need one with orbital, and one can have not orbital. That's fine with me, but I have to have orbital. And I asked the guy, am I getting the one with orbital? He goes, yeah. And I go, is it in stock? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, what's the model number? I don't know. I was like, you can't tell me the model number they're sending me? Nope. Is it in stock? Yep. And I was like, well, wait a second. I did graduate from grade school. How do you know it's in stock if you don't know the model number? Silence. And I was like, I sent you an older version brushed with orbital. Are you sending me a brushless or a brushed? Is it going to have orbital or not orbital? All I demand is at least brushed, at least. I mean, I don't know what else is below brushed, and orbital. I will be happy with that. I will not complain. If you send me a better version, that'll be fine. But if you send me a brush with not orbital, I'm going to lose my shit. Can you please tell me which one it's going to be? Nope, but it's in stock, and it's on the way. And here's a tracking number that doesn't work. It's just like, okay, well. And there's like, thank you for using the lifetime service agreement. Hopefully your experience was good. I'm thinking, well, I mean, experiences will vary. I mean, a good experience versus a bad experience versus a great experience. I mean, everything's relative. All right, we're down to 46 seconds. Maybe I ought to take a peek at these cinnamon rolls before I, let me listen. I'm sorry I'm not taking you with you. Oh, shit. Can't see, it's dark. Hold, please. We're going to go a little longer. They're still doing a thing. We'll add, it said 14. We'll add 4 minutes. I don't think they'll burn. So, yeah, that was fun. It was good times. I should probably cut this bacon in half somehow because I don't have enough cooking surface here. We're going to do that in a second. And you just do like a strip on the end, on the top of the whole thing. That was fun. Okay, that's all I'm cooking. Put that back in the fridge without touching the fridge handle with the bacon fingers. And then we're going to try to figure out how to cut that. How do I cut that? I'm going to need a knife. What kind of knife do I want to drag across the cast iron? Oh, apparently this one. Actually, you know what? We're not cutting it split. We're going to go renegade mode. We're just going to cook it renegade mode. I don't even care. We'll cook. I can probably get these little guys to come off. Little tails. Take off the side for a second. So I don't know what else is new. I keep telling myself I need to find a different video game to play. I keep getting upset playing with the people I'm playing with, and they're all good people. It's just like everyone's got their own little agenda, and I'm just like, it's so hard to play, dude. It's so hard to play when everyone's got their own agenda. Because, like, no one's getting paid. No one can make you do anything. You can do whatever the hell you want. And, it's just tough. I mean, my Saturday group, that's awesome. Like, that's how it should be ran. I mean, that's ran like a goddamn dictatorship. There's one dude in charge, and ain't nobody else in charge. And if you ain't doing what that dude says, you're fucking out. Like, you're fucking out. And if he's not there, there's another dude in charge. And if you don't do what he says, you're fucking out. And if that dude's not there, there's another dude in charge, and you just wait for one of the other two guys to show up. You know what I mean? It's like, that's how it works. There's like one dude in charge, and there's kind of one behind him, and then there's some people that are like underlings. And you're supposed to listen to them, but like, you're not out if you don't listen to them. But like, if you don't listen to the main dude, he throws you the fuck out. And we get shit done, and I love it. It's so great. Ain't nobody out doing secret missions. No one's out. I mean, there are, and they get yelled at, and they get fucking put in line. And the kind of people that run in that group that don't listen to Crown, if it didn't have a strong Crown, they'd be the ones fucking off on the other side of the map. And it's like, you get like, it's so frustrating when you don't have a group that runs tight like that. Because when you don't have the people with you, and you get fucking murdered, it'd have been nice to have more people with you. That's the whole point of running in a group, is to support the group. It's like, Jesus Christ. And I've seen this happen so many times. So, like, this is what happens. people play video games, and in their mind, they are really good at the video game. They are so fucking good at the video game. They're better than everybody else. Everybody else is shit, and they're the best. And therefore, hanging out with the plebes, and trust me, there are people who are better at video games than others. I hang out with people that are better than me all the time. Also hang out with people that aren't as good as me all the time. But to take the attitude of, you suck so bad in your group, I'm not going to listen to you, but I'm going to be in group, it's just like, it's so fucking whack. Let me check these cinnamon rolls. It's the wackest shit ever. They're getting toasty. We'll go a little bit longer. And I've dealt with groups and these people for years. And they come and go. And usually what happens is the person decides they're so good, they're just, fuck all this, I'm going to go do it on my own, right? And they go do it on their own, and they either come back, or they're not allowed back, or they take them back, which they never should. You should never take a person back that's so good that they're fucking leaving without you, but like, you always have to remember it's a game and people are trying to like just have fun, so like they oftentimes take these people back. It never works out. They never, like that type of an individual never can fucking understand that it is a group event and you need to be with the group, supporting the group, listening to the person in charge. It's impossible. And I've had some of those people form new guilds and beg me to join their guild, and I've gone and I played with them, and the same shit happens there. It's just like, I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but like, it's probably a good trait to have in a fucking serious situation where there's money on the line, but in a game where there's no money being, it's just like, dude, you can't play that way. Like, it's not, it's the oblivion, the inability to understand what's happening around you. Like, it's crazy. I'm not saying it's like absolutely demoralizing, but like, if you're in a group with 20 people and like 4 or 5 of them are all fucking off someplace else and you get wiped, it's like, where's the rest of the people? Oh, I didn't want to be over there. Oh, I got something better to do. Oh, I know a better call. That's the other one that just drives me nuts, dude. It's like, being in charge of a group of people playing video games, and when you're not being compensated to be in charge, and having people fuck off all over the place is so frustrating. That's why I hate running group. That's why I hate running group with people who are fucking bad at fucking being in a group. It's so hard to do. It's so frustrating. And I could equate to teaching children art school. Like, I used to teach art classes for children. And it's the same fucking thing. It's a group. Check these cinnamon rolls. Yeah, they're getting kind of toasty. Maybe like 1 more minute. It's just like teaching children. When you have a group of children, it's a group activity, and then there's a leader, which would be the teacher, and the teacher is teaching and instructing, and everyone's following along. If you get one fucking kid who starts jacking around and goofing off and not following along, if you don't get that under control, it will fucking spread like fire. One little jokester, all of a sudden he's jokestering with his little buddy next to him, the kid who wants to learn, but now you got 2 little jokesters. And then it's like, oh, well, they're having fun over there. I want to be a jokester too. Now, we're all jokesters now. And it's like, nope, I squashed that shit instantly when I used to teach. It's like, if you want to jokester, you can go jokester in the hallway, but we're here to do something. And the same thing with video games, dude. It's the exact same thing. Because you see one person do whatever they want. Well, I want to do whatever I want. What if everybody does whatever they want in group? How would that work? How would it work if everybody did whatever the fuck they want? Or how would it work if everybody says, well, I don't want to go to that fight because I don't want to die? What if everybody does that? We're all not going to go? It's just like, dude, I don't know what the word for it is. I would say, it's not quite, I'm not going to say people are sociopaths, but like it's sociopathic behavior. It's like, what? It's like, when you're participating in a group, you must participate in a group. If you're not in a group, don't be in a group. But like, I'm in a group when I want to be, but I don't want to be in the group now, so I'm going to go stay over here. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sakes, dude. Like, it's just like, what the hell's the fucking point? I try to do another fun one. I don't want to die in the game. That's the other one that drives me nuts. The group gets wiped, and like 2 people are still alive, and the crowd will be like, all right, everybody just die and get on crown. And I don't care what group, there's always going to be one person who's got some fucking hero complex about not being dead. I can't be dead. So I'm going to run to Crown. It's like, dude, you fucking out of your fucking mind. So we're going to sit around, either be one man down, or we're going to have to wait because one person didn't want to just, like, you know, walk over to the enemy and let him kill him. As if no one can figure out when that's happening. Like I think he's trying to fight. He's just standing there doing nothing. Huh? We got the kill. It's like, you just, like, it's called death spawning, but that's fine. And don't get me wrong, I've gone out to try to set camps and, like, everyone's died. It's like, oh fuck, I ain't. But, like, there's also a thing called a recall stuff. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. But it's just like, I don't even know. The whole thing. It's just like, dude, I need to find something. I might have to take a break because, like, it's just making me fucking rage. It's just so much shit too, and it's like video games are not really that complicated, to be honest with you. They're pretty fucking easy. I'm trying to think of another thing that just bothers me is, like, just the structure of how the guilds are set up. You have to have people in charge, and then you have to have people who can be in charge. Like, that's just how they do it. Oh, let's get those cinnamon rolls out before they burn. Oh god, they're probably burning. Should we live cam it? Oh yeah, they're burning. Those are burnt. We burned them. Here we go. Live cam. So anyways, just the way the game has to be structured is you have to have people in charge, and you have to have people who are able to be in charge. And then, like, once that gets established, then you kind of have, like, I don't know, it's like a clique, I guess, if you will. It's like you have a perceived status in the group, right? You have the status where, like, I'm an in charge person. It's like, okay, that's nothing wrong with that. I like being in charge. Well, actually, I don't. That's a lie. But, like, you know, you play with a group long enough, and you get moved up in status, and, like, you kind of, I mean, it's not like you just tell other people what to do, but, like, you're a senior player at that point, and, like, you're kind of looked up to and all that. But that's, like, what I've noticed is, like, quite often people will get put into that position, and, like, their goal was just to get the title of the position, but not want to do anything. And, like, when the responsibility comes to them, it's a bunch of crying. It's like, well, what? Like, I don't even understand it. It's like, you're in a fucking leadership position. That's the point. To lead. Why would you be in a leadership position if you're going to cry or not be in a leadership? I just don't understand it. It's fine. I'm just over here venting. I mean, well, I guess I'm in one guild where I'm in a leadership position because the guild folded and there ain't nobody playing that guild, and they put me second in charge of it. It's like nobody runs in that guild. It's like, yeah, I'm second in charge of a guild that doesn't do anything. Like, stand back, folks. So the stove cooks a little hotter on the top, so these got a little... We'll put frosting Band-Aids over there where it's got a little crispy. Corned beef and cabbage? Oh, yeah, I'll probably eat some corned beef and cabbage at 5. I could do that. So anywho's, yeah, I'm not in charge of anything in any of my fucking video game groups, but, like, I just keep getting they just put it on me. I'm just like, dude, like, I come here to not be in charge. But I'm also not a complete fucking lunatic where, like, I mean, sometimes I am, but it's just the whole, like, I've been having bad comms problems for, like, years now, and, like, just recently I had really bad comms problems where I was going, like, weeks without fucking comms, and then, like, I'm not even making this shit up. I come back, I get comms for the first time in, like, literally 7 days. I'm not even making this shit up. First time in 7 days. I load in. I'm not even, like, got my shit sorted out. Like, I don't even have, like, my... Like, you have to kind of do some stuff on your character before, like, the game is ready to be played for you. Like, sort your potions out and your siege. Is that, like, focus fucking up? Anyways, I'm not even on the game for, like, fucking 2 minutes, and all of a sudden the crown's on me. I'm like, what just happened? Like, dude, I haven't had comms in a week. I get comms, and then I show up with comms for the first time in a week, and all of a sudden I'm in charge. Okay. It's like, let me get my fucking brain on straight, and I'll fucking be in charge. Like, whatever. I mean, for a while, we were having a hard time because we had some leadership people leave the game in the comp group. like, trust me, it ain't my gig, it ain't my boat. I ain't got no say. But what they did, like, what would you call it? The number 2 of the guild left the guild to go do something else. Like, they really wouldn't say. He's just like, I don't know if his girlfriend's like, he ain't playing that game no more. Or I have no idea what's going on. They're like, if he comes back, that's fine, but he's doing something else. So they didn't have a number 2, so they promoted one of the, not quite number 2s to number 2 type of deal. Like there was like number 3 got pushed to number 2, and number 2 got pushed to number 3. That's fine. But they didn't promote anyone lower to fill the back end of that. And number 1 guildmaster never shows up on time, so he never starts group. Number 2 sometimes can't remember it's Wednesday or what time it is. And that's okay. No, not judging, it's just a reality. So, I just screwed this crack of the egg up so bad. So, oh my god, look at all the shells in there. What is happening? That was the worst egg crack I've ever done in my entire life. I'm not even exaggerating. Sitting here shit-talking people on my video game. And if any of you guys are watching this, I'm not calling you out personally. I'm just stating facts. That's all I'm doing is stating facts. So if he doesn't show up to start the group, and it's like, okay, we got like 2 other people who can start group. The one guy was dealing with some family shit for a while, so he wasn't there to start group. And then the other guy lives like out, I think, in California, so like he kind of doesn't show up when we start because it's fucking hours off time. So like Christ, dude, there was times where like people was like what was called new status. We had a new status guy starting group. Which is like, alright, that dude wants to fucking play. That's fine. He's getting people together just to get people started because he wants to do something. Well, someone spoke harshly to him the other day about being too excited. I don't think he's been back. Because like he was like, I mean, trust me, the dude was getting a little excited, but he was new, so he didn't want him like, he was being too enthusiastic as a new person, which is fine. Not everybody can be enthusiastic at one time. I mean, whatever. I started a group for a while. The problem I was having was I couldn't get people to listen to what I was saying due to the fact that I'm not a person in charge. And I will not run a group if people won't listen to me. There's no point to it. So like I'd start a group, I'd call people into the group, I'd get their name and the thing, and they'd go fuck off and do whatever they want. And it's like, dude, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not going to try to tell people what to do if they're not going to listen. There's no point to it. Why would I waste my mouth? Why would I waste my efforts? Like, once again, it's not a paid position. It's just like a thing to do for fun. And most of the people would listen to what I say, but there's always a couple, there's always a couple of people that are like, I'm not going to listen to what the fuck he says. And that's why I won't start a group, because there's no point to it. Like, why would I start something if it's just going to be me beating my head against the wall? But it's doubly hard in the beginning because you don't have as many people when you're first starting a group. That's when people actually have to listen, because you may only have 6 people at that point. And you've got 6 people and 2 of them are fucking off over there. You got only now your group of 6 down to 4. Christ almighty. So I stopped starting a group. I'm not going to do it anymore. Not worth it. It gets my blood pressure up. I don't want my blood pressure up. I want my blood pressure down. Whatever. They have to get a new hobby. Do something different. It just sucks because it became so much fucking fun when everyone's fucking doing their job right. It's so great. Whatever. Like I used to run in small groups, and when I say small groups, I'm talking like groups of 6. You get 6 people that know what the fuck they're doing, you can do far more than you can in the group of 12 people that are fucking around. And it's crazy. I don't know. Enough of my fucking video game crying. It's just frustrating. What else is new? I did get the feed on the air compressor. Made a little follow-up video that I'll post here in a couple of days. That was frustrating. Just due to the fact that the solution to the broken feed was so goddamn simple. I sound like I'm underwater? Oh god, the microphone's fucked? Great. Nothing I can do about that. It's been that way the whole way, it probably has been. There's a whole stream of my microphone just fucking off. I don't know what I can do. Let me try reversing the camera and see if it helps. Hold please. Going back the other way. Nothing I can do about it. I guess I'll have to save my money, buy a new fucking phone because it's the phone fucking off. I've been having problems with it for months. Ain't nothing I can do. Not cool. Won't be the first time I made a video where the audio was garbage. I guess I could turn the volume up to myself. Oop, volume up. Nope, there ain't no volume on that. Volume on TV up. How bad is it? Our volume's up. Nothing's happening. How's it working now? I gotta wait a little bit for the. Maybe listen. I'm listening. Hold please. It's not too bad. For a second there, like the stream was like all like pixelated. I mean, it's the internet. I don't. Whatever. It may be unwatchable. Nothing I can do about it. Not the whole time. Yeah, well, it's part of the fun. The production values aren't exactly what they could be. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, on the repairing of the air compressor, it was a loose rivet nut, and I know a guy with a rivet nut tool. So my plan was to call the guy with the rivet nut tool and borrow the rivet nut tool to fix the rivet nut. But I couldn't do that on a live stream because A, I have to use the phone, and I stream on my phone, and B, the rivet nut would require a car drive, or the rivet nut tool. So I ended the stream, made the phone call. The rivet nut tool was located and inspected, and the model number was transferred to me, and then I looked it up on the internet to figure out if the tool was capable of doing what I needed to do, and the answer was no. It didn't do rivet nuts that bad, unfortunately. So at that point, the rivet nut tool was out. I had to come up with a different way to fix the rivet nut. So I started watching YouTube videos, how do you install a rivet nut without a rivet nut tool, and saw a guy do it, and then kind of came up with my own version of what he did, and I did that. Basically what I did is I took the bolt that held the foot on, found a nut that fit that bolt, which was super hard to do because it's metric, and I don't have a bunch of metric bolts laying around. I did manage to find one eventually. Threaded that metric nut all the way up to the top of the bolt, and then screwed the bolt into the loose rivet nut as far as I could go. then held the head of the bolt in pliers so it wouldn't spin, and then backed the nut into the rivet nut, thus creating thrust, and re-squished the whole thing, and it's fine. It's all fixed. And then apparently the air filter was delivered, and I didn't know it. It'd been there the whole time. It was like hidden. They put it around the corner by my firewood rack. So that was interesting. The box had been thoroughly smashed. Smashed to the point if they hadn't used the kind of tape that has string in it, you know, that string reinforced tape. The strings were all that was keeping the box closed. Because something heavy had just smashed the shit out of the box. But luckily, the box was that big, and my item was this big, and it was in that side of the box, and they smashed this side of the box. So I didn't get a smashed item, which was nice. It was a 50-50 shot at it. Got that fixed. Things are looking up. 2 less broken pieces of shit laying around. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I got a 3rd broken air compressor around here someplace. Kind of toying with the idea that it could be fun to fix that. That one's been broke for a really long time, though. Like, that one's been broke for... Oh, man. Well... I'm trying to think how long that would have been broke for. Not quite forever. Because, like... The 2-tank air compressor was bought in 2011. The last air compressor fix is probably 20 years old. So I have a 20-year-old air compressor in one of my spare buildings. I'm going to actually show how these turned out. Not too bad. The oven gets a little hotter on the top. It's not bad though. But like that, the air compressor that's currently not running. If I remember right, it's an oilless. It's an oilless pancake. And I think it was one of the first oilless pancakes that was out. It kind of seemed like, because we used to load around this giant air compressor that had like, I'm adjusting the camera 1 second. We're getting close to wrapping up, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. Hey, look at my cabinets. Bunch of weirdos. Anyways, it's a pancake oilless with a handle on top. Because we had this giant air compressor. It took like 2 people to lift it out of the truck. And I was like, dude, this is insane. I used it for a while, then all like one day, just like no pressure would build. It was like, ooh, it's not building pressure. And it was like, well, that's not going to work. Because like, you kind of have to have pressure building if you're going to use an air compressor. And I'm not an air compressor diagnostic technician. And anytime Boss Man, which is rare, says I'm going to buy a new tool, I never stop him because that's an occasion to celebrate. I think it was a cheapo though. It's probably not fixable. I kept it because the tank should have been good. You know, just a pressure tank. But maybe, I mean, I didn't know about the unloader valve. Maybe it's bad on the unloader valve. It's possible. I have no idea. I just got shifted into the shit to deal with it another time pile. And since I'm hot on air compressor repairs right now, maybe now's the time to take a look at it, see what's going on with that one. My air compressor collection groweth. Whatever. Alright. 1 more minute to make it a full hour. Fine. I'll sit here and flap my lips for an hour, or for 1 more minute. I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm going to do paperwork. I've been working on paperwork. Paperwork's being organized. Gonna make a phone call for a little bit here. My fucking robot vacuum won't hook to the internet, which makes me want to rage. I'm raging pissed over that. I mean, it still works, but I gotta crawl underneath the fucking thing and push the button to make it run, which sucks because of my genius plan of hiding it. Like, oh. I think I need a new router. That's got to be what it is. Whatever. All right. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. If you caught it live, it was fucking amazing. If you watched it version not live, it's almost as good. But you can't participate in chat, which it gets fun. All right. Peace out. Thanks. Stay safe. Where's the off button? There it is. Almost.